Most welcome to the Voice of Evolutions. And so we are hitting a time in which everything is possible depending on your consciousness, your will to strive, to move forward and to upgrade in the degrees of higher light configurations. And so it means that we leave behind the old streams and we allow new consciousness to integrate in our brains, overriding the matrix of the old ways, and that requires a new breath, a new breathing systems into the higher realms of consciousness, and thus rising with the archangelic kingdoms, rising with the masters, and co-creating with them as many arrived on the light earth plane already. And so it means when communicating and co-creating with them, you can hear crystal clear what is required from you to move out of any dense measure. I can see a lot of people still moving with fear in their bodies. But then again, if you think about fear, it's actually a futuristic measurement. It doesn't belong to the present moment. Because when you live in the now and you only allow now from one second into the other, then there's nothing to fear, because thoughts that are streaming on fear are in the future. So what we can do is also, in the first place, if you have these difficult times, rise into the measurement of extreme, peaceful, calm atmospheres. And I have a suggestion here to really work with a howlite. This is a Chinese howlite, the turquoise one, and it really brings the calmness, the peace back in the body, so you can think crystal clear and catch up your breath, open up your lungs, work as much as you can on your lungs and the circulation in the body with the purified air which you can find in the crystalline grids. Earth does not provide for pure air. The crystalline grids grounded in your home base station will provide that for you, because crystal clear air is a necessity to keep up with your health. So I would strongly suggest to work with that one and really eliminate your fear from your energy field. Eliminate all the energies that are not yours. There's so many people streaming on the energies of other people and of different consciousness that is playing out in society today. So as for myself, I will never wear or buy or get a mask. So I could get crystal clear with a doctor that provided me a document saying I could not wear a mask because it kills my vibration, it kills my consciousness, it kills anything that I am to the present moment, and that is pure live streams. If you cut off your live streams by wearing a mask, then think again. Today there's many shops who will allow you and there's many shops who will not allow you. That is their problem. If you have your direct connect to your source, your spirit, your higher consciousness, then you will be directed. you know, it's actually a point like when you get up in the morning and you take at least half an hour connecting to your source and asking to redirect you through righteousness and the beauty of integrity and respect, then you will be directed with the right outcome. So here, yes, because I still think if you have a mask in your home or in your pocket, you allow obedience to the government that are taking away your sovereignty, your health, your beauty, your live stream, your true alive essence actually. And if we stream with a lot more people out of the atrocities that are happening, which is taking over your entire essence and making a robot out of you, then in the end there will be nothing left of you but a death penalty. So catching up with your breath, clearing your lungs daily, and opening up your fitness levels, your health, to a vegan diet that supports the lungs actually, that would be a great thing to do. As and inviting anything you want, the moment you invite it and you say you allow it, you can command it in and allow your strength to move in to the beauty of light realms where we can all work together with many masters instead of taking or asking them to stream through you. That is guru syndrome. That is the highest level of disrespect and holds no integrity. We are being requested to develop our crystalline lights and learn on an everyday scale, and that is crystallizing the bones, the blood construction. The air that we breathe is so important, especially with the water in the body, as everything in the body is almost water, right? So crystallizing the water content, the kidneys, the lymph nodes, that is so important, as well as working with the word of power or the origin of the word and giving your word the highest level of respect and integrity. Many people do not hold on to their word. They say one thing today and tomorrow they cut their word and do not hold on to it. And that is as terrible as it can be, just because they live in soul ego consciousness. So yes, there is a lot we can do to learn to move into the higher degrees and actually allow them. So for me, I decided to really code myself into a new direction. As I have so much love for the animal kingdom. So I went back to study at university, and yes, I'm studying the animal kingdom, animal behavior, and as I would very much like to work in that field of consciousness in which telepathics are automatic. Like I had those telepathic communication with animals all of my life, only I didn't realize I was communicating so much with the animals at all times. So it's everything is actually also about realizing what you really want from life and how to get there. Do know communication systems are open. So when I say animal behavior and consciousness, there is a lot of similar streams in human consciousness, so I studied that beforehand. And so here a lot more of what I really wanted is to explain how geometric patterns configure when working through light, I do know there's a lot about sacred geometry, numerology, and all that stuff, but it's never explained how it works in the body. So I thought it might be interesting to provide people with that. And the first thing that came up with me is that I will provide them through designs actually that have a simpler level or an easier level of understanding, right? I see also like communication was cut off as with the retrogrades going on, and a lot of people got very stuck in their solar center, their solar plexus center, which is also very much due to not allowing the repair of the sun and the great central sun through. Remember, we are all part of the great central sun, the centralizer, the equation that comes through, and we have repaired the solar flares, we have repaired everything in between. So working moonlights through the water of the body, that is light technology. It needs knowledge. So knowledge always comes through green light, go, right? And so some days we can channel better than other days, and it's a matter of alignment. But coming back to geometry, which is largely misunderstood, as everything spirals into configuration, and when we expand our light and we allow the celestial, universal, and omni vortexes to move through, I mean, we need to reach the celestial levels first. When I first felt that, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, I said, whoa, I'm finally feeling what I'm doing with light. And so when you move universally, then these vortexes move a lot slower because the air is very, very high in consciousness. And so today I was directed or deeply into the animal consciousness, so I simply load them to a grid, which needs some technology as well, some crystals connected to that grid. And as I opened up and I was watching documentaries on YouTube, then I just kind of fell into a deep meditational state. And what I saw then was a leopard approaching me. I said, whoa, what a beautiful creature. And I moved into the snow leopard. As it appears to be connecting with this beautiful essence of the leopard, they always give me the names they want to hear. So and I call them forward like that, and they show me how they opened a net around me, a stuck net, something, and that was being cut down and moved me into the higher degrees of light, because usually a leopard, a snow leopard for example, only shows up when you've gone through a lot of shifts and the suffering, which I have, I can tell you that. So what they do is, when connecting with them, they show you new geometrical patterns and the exactitude of numerology to align with. And they have such an expanded awareness that you can easily co-create with them in a way that your psyche expands, and it's not up to us actually to ask them to do that, because these animals truly demand a very high level of respect, meaning if they think you are worthy of them, they will show you stuff and you don't ask. And so as I let myself stream and go, they showed me, yes, people would term that secret, but it's actually not a secret. As I looked it up on the Google machine, then I saw that not many documentaries were made out of the snow leopards in the exact area in the Himalayas. So, and with it came a crystalline yellow grid, high altitude grid. And as I aligned to, I was requested to fast. So I'm fasting this week because I want to go in that consciousness. And with that yellow grid came a yellow, very vibrant, transparent cube. And he said, like, let it just blow down your energy fields and then go down and settle in your solar center. So a cube, which is very, very interesting regarding the geometry we can load within it. We have in a cube also two triangles, right? And we have the circle of light, and so reconnecting back to the power of light, or like yeah, that is stationed in your heart center when moving into the universal streams of divine consciousness. So here I tried that, and you would feel, if you would like to try that meditation in a crystalline grid, then when you open that up, you breathe that through in the solar center, you hold your breath and start circulating clockwise, and you breathe out. It takes with it a lot of dense measures that sometimes kick in no matter how much we cleared out. So for this video, I'm only saying there is massive, massive possibilities and options for you to move forward. So here you have to see somewhere what is interesting for you. What would you like to do? Like, there's a lot of programs needed for abused children. There's a lot of programs needed for youth in distress. There's a lot of light programs needed for the elderly. So we cannot possibly teach everything, but everybody has some specialty, right? And so if you have your alignment to at least an eternal body and the light vehicle that moves with 144 levels of consciousness, that streams with all 12 universes and moving beyond that, within each universe there is so much you can teach anybody, going from the white universe into the blue, into the red, the pink, the yellow, and then opening up the celestial body in the 10 higher rays. So here I still have that 15 weeks online course into the eternal being, in which you have at least about 20 meditational alignments from which you can teach anybody. You can teach, you can bring so much to you. Children need a lot of healing. So there's no end what can be created. And through the next weeks, for those who are already interested, I create private videos on my website as a support system in which you can tell, like, this is my problem, this is what I really would want to do, but I don't know where to start. So, and that can be discussed and give you ideas how to level up into that. On the other hand, I have the Ancient Manifestation Tools book, and that I sell via Amazon. I have the ebook on my own website, and that really assists you to at least align to the bodies for instant manifestations, for creative ideas, and how they manifest from one day into the other. So that's fabulous as well, to give as a gift in Christmas times, crystalline light times, as well as the other book I have, the I Am Faculty, which are art cards that stream with all 5 first elements, and that make you aware every day where you could work upon, and that streams with the animal kingdoms, that streams with the oceans, with the rivers, with light earth, with so much beauty. So picking up one card a day and working what the book brings through is so beautiful already. So I'll pick a card here for today and see what it says. Like, yeah, it's so beautiful. I have this, you see, that's the Celtic knot, that's the art. There are so many colors. I just love that one. But yeah, we were up to picking a card because I get so deep into stuff sometimes, and that's good. It's good in a way, like, we need to know something so much in detail in order to understand other things coming through. So let's pick that card. Damn, I am the blue tidal wave. Intuition. That is something we really need, right? The true blue tidal wave of intuition. And so that's card number 11. Let's see what that says. Okay. Yeah, that's the 11 number. That's the book, actually. You see. The I Am Faculty. So, yeah, there is so much. Again, as I said in my former video, it's also a water cord. So intuition is not particularly rising to a Jurassic Park. You pass beyond the ripples that created the drama in your life in the first place and improve the change that you entertain, or most likely would be best for you to have. So intuition can come a hot style for your identity, yet needs a true blue environment or atmosphere that allows self to breathe peace, the peaceful vines of the divine. Otherwise, how will we ever listen to everything that zips through? So that calm and peaceful howlite is essential, as well as the true blue, dark, deep blue way of creation. And so we can zip through and allow information to open up new creation. So as we were talking about new creation, that perfectly fits. So intuition itself is great at time, but even more greater when we create a software to pull situations and people into new intuitive situations that are in perfect balance, actually, with the exhibitions given at a particular moment in time. So this also moves with 3 mantras. I'm trusting my intuition, rising into the deeper power of intelligence within my intuition. So the explanation goes over a few pages. So But it gets interesting, for intuition carries actually skills that allow self to create, to recreate actually, and be open for new intuitive legal streets, I would say. For when they are legal, they are justified by the Justice Department of Spirit and can only bring true better popcorn that pops up like magic. Are you not satisfied with your intuition? Then change directions, inventions, imaginations, and recreate your situation so you can feel the steel of the elements blowing the blue flame of spirit into its exact destination. How beautiful is that, right? So for that may be exactly what you want to do. And so yeah, there's so much explanation. So going through a few pages. So, and intuition, usually it moves with your intentions, and that is so beautiful, majestic to understand. Is it your intention to truly move out of the present situation? Then you really need to reimagine a new situation and make it as vibrant, as strong, as powerful as you can, and that is where your passion rises. So as I explained for myself, I will move into the higher degrees with the animal kingdom, into the high altitude of the breathing circulation, in which everything becomes crystal clear. And so you can get redirections every day how to deal with present situations and not accept the reality that is societal and bringing through the lies on everyday scale, right? So I encourage each one of you to truly think about your intuition, or get that book, or the Instant Manifestation with the Ancient Rituals books, in which you can really widen and expand upon your writings every day, as the ebook provides a way of, you can make as many copies as you want. And when you write down what you really want to recreate and allow the alignments in the book as well to stream through imperfection, then you can only manifest, right? And so that's very strong. I gotten the alignments through my direct connect to my source, and so it can elevate anybody. So there's a lot of ideas into it, what you need to leave and what you can allow to reintegrate in your life, in the beauty that you are. And so apart from that, I have so many meditational sessions. Most people say they are so strong, and they are, because I don't move into the airy fairy field of just breathing through some energy. I go to the detail. When I work with the intestinal tract, the intestines need to be cleared in detail. When I go to the lungs need to be cleared in detail. When I go to the brain needs to be healed and cleared in detail, so new information can come true, that is modern day, that is of today. Because we see too many people still streaming on the old, still praying that has no way to go. It's allowing co-creation and getting into the unified fields in which you equalize out with the masters, with the angelic kingdoms, with the many, many species out there in the universe, because that is equality. So why would we just ask some master or entity to stream their light through you? That is the highest level of disrespect I've ever seen. So what you can do is ask for advice how to develop Christ or crystalline consciousness into self, starting with the great white ray, and then opening up in the clear way, the cream way, and all of those 22 first rays of creations. And so that takes time to integrate, but it has become a necessity, and also your life will become so much more interesting when doing itself and stepping into co-creation with Christ light, with Buddha light, with all the masters on light, like Moses, which has become Mordecai, and working with the wealth of power, the power of the word, and the higher light configuration through the throat, actually merging the heart with the brain. And yeah, working with Elijah, with Zachary, Ezekiel. There's so many beautiful entities. Sanat Kumara, all the Kumara energy centers in the body that move into the highest degrees of the great central sun. So that's quite something. So for those really, really stuck in consciousness, maybe go to that link where you can move out of the old into the gold. There's 5 alignments that are extremely potent and will get you a long, long way as we are living the most beautiful shift on the planet when allowing and doing the work you have been asked to do, and nobody can do it for you. So it's about devoting your time, listening to what your source brings through your spirit and your spark self, kicking your spark self back onto the other side. So that's what it is. And if you're really more than stuck, and do not know where to, then I have the individual sessions where I will break through old consciousness, through the spine in your brain, and realign you in a very, very deep session. So I do not work remote because I need to see your energy. I work straight through it, and I need to dig through. So you may want to write down a lot of information as I go very, very fast into the stuck patterns, and allow your heart to open up into the next degree of spirit consciousness. So that is opening up your spark self into the beauty that you are. Okay, so I have everything in the description box, and I'm very open for conversations. So if you have any questions, just shoot. Would you like me to talk about anything beyond the present day? Then just ask. Ask and you will receive. I love to communicate. I love to bring through new ideas and new creations along with my spark, my spirit, and my direct streams universally seen. So take good care, okay? See you next week. Thank you.